Welcome to another monthly recap and welcome to my channel. The past few days I feel like I've been uploading more to this channel and it's honestly been fun to make these kinds of videos where I could talk about my favorite things, like give my opinion on them. Though this list of movies can be random and I really have been trying to look for movies to watch, so if you want to recommend me some movies to watch, please go ahead. I would appreciate it a lot. Alright, so let's just get down to my list of what I've watched this March. It's just gonna be fast. I try to make these videos fast because I sometimes don't feel like talking. I sometimes don't like my voice, but I love making these videos and yeah, I just have to show my real voice instead of having a computer do it, which I don't think it's gonna look good. Alright, so we're here for a monthly recap of what I watched this March. If you've seen any of these movies, comment down what you think of them. I would love to hear your opinion. So let's just get started. So my first movie I watched this month of March was Rango. I loved this movie as a kid and I still love it. It was streaming on Netflix. I don't know if it still is. I love how this whole movie looks and the character of Rango, where he pretends to be a hero in the beginning and he gets confronted, then actually becomes a hero at the end. So yeah, it's pretty interesting and great thing. I'm just gonna give Rango like a 7 out of 10. I don't consider it my all-time rewatch, it's just that I like the movie because of how everything it looks. And I love Rango's character from pretending and to being a hero and actually becoming a hero at the end. I think that's very cool. It kind of just says, don't lie about your personality, just tell them your true personality. But it's just a great film, I like it a lot. Next, what I watched this month was Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. I watched this before in theaters and it was amazing and it still is amazing. And this is probably my only favorite movie of 2022. I love how the animation looks more fantastic than the first one. Well, the first movie is still great to me. The story in this movie is fantastic and the characters in here are great. Puss has wasted 8 out of 9 of his lives and goes to a journey to find a mythical last wish and restore his 9 lives. This movie is genius because of the spin it has to the mythical wish fairy tale. The ending is probably the best thing I've watched so far. I love the final scene where everybody is fighting for the last wish and how it all ends where they, well, I don't want to say the ending if you haven't watched this movie, but the way it's resulted, it's amazing. And the villain Death is such a cool villain because I honestly get goosebumps when he appears. And in this movie, he's dark. He's more like scarier and darker and pretty cool and scary to watch in a kid's movie. And I give this movie a 10 out of 10. If you haven't watched it, you really need to watch it. It is an amazing movie and sequel and the best animation of 2022. Yeah, it's just a fantastic movie. That's what I call it. Fantastic. So, next, what I watched was Alice in Wonderland, the remake. I don't have to explain what this is about. You probably already know what it is about. And I think the remake of Alice in Wonderland is, to me, is my favorite remake than any other Disney remakes. I know not a lot of people are gonna like that opinion, and I know not a lot of people are gonna like Disney remakes, including me. But I like this one more because the CGI looks pretty fine to me. Because back in the time, Disney had a lot of budget to make good CGI, and the movie did earn a lot of money. It earned $1 billion on box office, so yeah. But I find the whole movie boring, so that's my only problem with the movie. I'm giving this movie. I'm giving this movie a 6 out of 10. The visuals and CGI look good. The actors did a good job, but the movie is boring. I was bored except for all the good CGI parts and the final battle of Alice and the dragon. Then, after, I watched The Whale. The Whale is about an English teacher who desperately tries to reconnect with his teenage daughter for the last chance of redemption and eats his way to death. The only thing I could say about this movie is that it is depressing, but it's a great film. A film that could make you sad, and it is a sad movie. I think that people who are overweight and people who are skinny, this movie can break them and make them feel bad for the teacher. Like, I honestly felt bad for and very emotional throughout this movie. But this movie is good overall and depressing. The acting is good. I'm giving this movie like a 8 out of 10. You should check it out. You will like it and you will be left sad because of the way the teacher is treated by his teenage daughter and his family in this movie, and watch him eat his way to death. Like, it's it's a sad movie, yeah. That's what I have to tell you. It really did make me emotional. Then, I watched Scream 6 and I loved it. I loved it more than the other Scream movies. I know no one's gonna like what I just said, but yeah, it's my opinion. I like it more than the other Scream movies. This movie is amazing. Having it to take place in New York is is fun and wonderful. So many thrilling and suspenseful scenes, such as the beginning, the chase sequence, the ladder scene, the subway scene. The final fight is great. You already know what I gave this movie, a 9 out of 10, and it's still gonna be a 9 out of 10, and still gonna be my very favorite movie. And I just know that there will be a seventh movie. I don't know how many movies on this franchise we have left, but I just hope they don't run out of creative ideas. Like, we don't want to see this franchise become like the other horror movies, like other horror movie franchises. Like, this Scream franchise is about having takes on horror movies and making fun of horror movies and their tropes. And I just hope these movies don't become weak and not creative, and not meta like the other movies. Like, I just hope this Scream franchise stays the way it is, stays amazing, and stays smarter than any other horror movie out there. Like, as a fan, I think we need to end the franchise. Like, we need to have it end. Like, we need to have it end already because I am getting worried that it's gonna get ruined and destroyed. But let's just hope that probably in the future they'll develop a good conclusion for this entire Scream franchise. Then finally, I watched a series called Scream Queens that was on Hulu. Scream Queens is about a masked devil killer who runs loose in a university and is haunting a sorority house of sorority sisters. This is a horror comedy, and I do like horror comedies, but I do definitely enjoy this show. It did make me laugh sometimes. This show has only 2 seasons, and the second season was good as well. The second season takes place in a hospital, and there isn't like a devil killer anymore. There's now like this green lizard looking monster with ram horns. But I'm giving Scream Queens like a 7 out of 10. The entire 2 seasons. I didn't find it boring. It's a horror comedy that I enjoy. It doesn't take itself seriously, but I still enjoy it. It has some of my favorite underrated actresses. Like, they were so good, and I wish they continued with more seasons with these characters because they were so good and they made this series funny. But I enjoyed the 2 seasons overall. Alright, that is all of what I watched in the month of March. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe, comment down below if you've watched any of these, and tell me what you think of them. And comment down below some movies or TV series you would recommend me to watch. Hopefully you all have a good day. I'll see you all soon, and goodbye.